Welcome to Apex Racing TV, and welcome to the VRS Sprint Championships here from Road America. My name is Tyler Maxson. Alongside me today is Ryan Walker. So Ryan, welcome back to the commentary booth here. Know you were a little bit sick last week. Glad to have you back here at this legendary racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. Good evening, everyone. It's great to be back after, unfortunately, having to miss last week, as you said, due to having tonsillitis. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot better and glad to be back tonight, back in the booth, commentating at such an iconic track, which is famous for hosting various series in real life, like the IMSA Championship, Pirelli World Challenge, and yeah, quite a few other series as well. But tonight, Road America hosts the VRS GT Sprint series.
Yeah, absolutely legendary track, and go ahead and get the grid up for you here as we have, just like usual, the absolutely impossible names here in the VRS Sprint Championship. Tonight looks a little bit easier, but I'll let you go ahead and take it through the grid.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Sven Haas takes pole position. Alongside him is Ken Halliburton. We've seen Ken racing in the Radical and Apex Racing TV before in the BSR League. Thibaut Toike lines up in third place. Fourth place is Gerardo Ramos. Fifth place is Danny Rumpel. Alongside him is Sven Riedel. Seventh place is Ronald Streitzer. Eighth place is David Toff. Ninth place is Marcel Joachim. 10th place is Bernd Halberg-Bison. 11th place is Federico Godai. 12th place is Max Riedmüller. And 13th place is Daniel Pastor. 14th place is Hayata Sousa. 15th place is Matt Malone. 16th is Mark Miller. 17th place is Alejandro Ventos. 18th place is Paolo Zeni. 19th place is Ian Renaud. 20th is Stepan Novosel. And the 21st is Ricardo Galareta, I think that's how you pronounce it. 22nd is Lewis Bibby. 23rd is Anders Christensen. 24th is Nick Carty, and rounding at the grid in 25th place is Robert Plumley.
Thank you for taking us through the grid here. So not quite impossible names, but a nice job doing that. So as we just go through the formation lap here, getting ready to go. This is quite a long formation lap here in Road America, so we will just go ahead and we'll try to talk about some things with the series. This is absolutely amazing series. For those who don't know, this is a 40-minute race here with the GT3 cars on iRacing. So we have if I can get the cars pulled up here, try to look what the predominant car is this week. Obviously, if you look on the right hand or the left-hand side of your screen on the name board there on the side, you can see the predominant car I think this week is the Mercedes, which is a little bit different than what we've seen the last week. Usually it's been the BMW all the way through the grid, so it's nice to see a little bit of a change of the predominant car here in Road America.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm quite surprised. Quite surprised that there's quite a few Audis as well. Normally, I was going to say normally you'd probably want something like I'm guessing you would want something like an Audi around here. There's several of them on the track as well. Also several Mercedes. I think this track, I think the Mercedes could be the Mercedes could be the main car to have around here, just because of there's different styles of corners. They've got slow speed corners, they've got high speed corners, and also you've got straights as well. So I think the Mercedes could be the car to have, but I did spot in the field that Matt Malone is in a Ferrari, or maybe I think the only Ferrari in the field possibly.
I believe you are correct there. I believe that there's only one Ferrari in this entire field, and actually I'm just looking down the grid here just one more time, and there is, I believe every single car is either a Mercedes or an Audi. There may be a couple Ferraris. At least the top 20 are all Mercedes and Audi, and just one Ferrari, like you said, Matt Malone. So it'll be interesting to see how each of those cars get on here today. Usually the predominant car is the Mercedes or the Audi, especially in the IMSA series. That's one of the more popular cars. That's why it is in that series. But should be interesting to see how the cars vary today, because obviously certain cars are stronger at certain points. So it's going to be a little bit difficult to really be the best everywhere. You're going to have to play into your car's strengths more than you do at other tracks, because this track, like you said, has a little bit of absolutely everything to throw at you.
Absolutely, I think America as well. I think I think strategy could come into play at Road America, because if you're stuck behind the pack, for example, or stuck behind someone around here, I think possibly an undercut might work around here, especially with it might work around here just because it's such a long track. So if you can get some clear track around here, you'll be winning. As off we go.
So green flag is in the air here at Road America. As we head up the hill, you're going to see your leader hugging the inside line, as we're pretty much going to be pretty much in a straight line all the way down through your field. Just trying to just slot back through the field. As you can see, a couple of guys there side by side. So there is, I believe that is Strengthener and Tooth. So those guys going side by side through turn number 1. I believe Tooth is going to keep that position there. But as we head down the hill and onto the back straightaway, there is your leader of Steven Haase.
Yep, Haase has made an absolutely brilliant start. He's Tooth first. But right behind him is Cam Halliburton, who's got a run on him, and Haase goes to the inside and defends the inside line. Halliburton decides.
Right now I am having a little bit of audio issues on my end, and I am sorry for that one. So we're gonna try to get that, fixed as we go on through the live stream. But yeah, like you said, Haase is in the lead, Halliburton second, Tokia third, Rippel fourth, and Ramos is your top 5. So that just rounds out your top 5 here on this start. So as we look back to your second group, is pretty much 11th all the way through, and there's one car around. That is Suya. If I can try to grab him here on my live timing screen, and trying to get him for you guys so we can get a replay of that one. But Suya spins around, exiting of turn number, I believe that's 5 or 6, as I'm going to try to get a replay here for you guys if I can find his name on my list. So trying to get a replay here. We'll rewind. Okay, so it's not going to allow me to get that replay for you guys, but we are going to go back live here now. So we will focus to your leader now. So he now has a 9/10 of a second gap. So he is starting to stretch away here this afternoon, as he kind of just blinks there just a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on that. But there's your intervals there for you on the left-hand side of your screen. So pretty much everyone all the way through the field are having very, very close battles all the way through the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking throughout the field as well. It looks like everyone's settled down at the moment and just decided to settle into a rhythm. As just looking at Haase at the moment, he's managed to stretch a bit of a gap to Kane Halliburton in second place at the moment. Currently got a 1.1 second lead.
Yeah, currently absolutely stretching away from your field. He was definitely very, very quick in qualifying, and we are sorry for the audio issues we're having here today. We're having a little bit of an issue on the Discord side of things, so hopefully we can, hopefully Discord gets these resolved for us on this live stream. But yeah, everyone very, very close all the way through the field. As you can see there, David Toth, as he is right on the back of Riedel, so he may be looking for a move going at the end of the back straight. One of the best paces to pass is at the end of this long back straightaway. It's a track with a very, very hard braking zone and very tricky to get right, but it's a great passing opportunity if you have a good run down into the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. If you get a good run through that fast kink, if you can get a good run on someone heading down to Canada corner, it is possible to make a move on someone. But it's kind of as Toth makes a tiny bit of contact with Riedel in front of him, but no major issues for both of them. Managed to keep going, and yeah, I think especially this long straight, Tyler, if you can get a good long straight, if you get a good run, you can absolutely get a brilliant run on someone as it hurts.
Yeah, so Riddell is into the pit lane. I don't know what happened with him there, so we'll have to keep an eye on. I don't see anything on the live timing that would suggest that he had any sort of issues, so yeah, he is in the pit lane nonetheless. So as the gaps are starting to increase here at Road America, we're used to seeing the gaps kind of increase after the first few laps here, as Mueller is right up on the back now as he's going to go down the inside, and he will actually get that move done on Willie. No, he actually will not. Yes, no, he will not. So he will still slot back into 11th place, but he had a great run on Rajan Radu. So he's also got Matt Malone right on his rear bumper, and Bentos as well. So that group of 4 there is absolutely just really, really close.
Oh, bit of contact. Reed Miller. Yeah, Reed Miller. I think it was Malone and Bentos behind them, just having a bit of a tiny bit of contact. But yeah, it's just that this battle, or the closeness of his pack, Tyler, is just proving why it's so popular and so close. I think it's also proven it why it's one of the most popular series on the iRacing service at the moment, or in general.
Yeah, definitely one of the more popular series. This and the other one I can think that would even rival this series, the ILMS Championships, also here on Apex Racing TV Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern. And I don't know the exact GMT time, but I get that GMT time for you guys as well. So that is tomorrow at 3 p.m. GMT. But yeah, this and that series pretty much are the 2 predominant series on iRacing, I think, and it's one of the ones that are streamed the most by personal live streamers, excuse me there, and other people in that sort. Everyone really, really likes this series. It proves some great racing. While they are quite spread out at the front, you can see several battles where they are just really, really close. Less than 3 seconds separate 10th through 15th, so it's definitely something where if you make a mistake, you are really, really punished for it here in this championship. So it's definitely a championship that you've got to bring your A game to if you want a chance to fight.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're still looking at his battle with Reed Muller, Malone, Bentos, and behind them I think is Ramos, I believe. Or I think it's Bentos. Sorry, I was getting mixed. But yeah, this battle for P11 is still going on at the moment, but just seems to have settled down a little bit, Tyler, and everyone's just kind of just looking throughout the field. It seems to have spread out a little bit.
Yeah, definitely still spread out. As we're going to jump up here to Ronald Streeter. So those 2 are pretty close here. He's just about 0.5 of a second behind Tough now. So, and he has Halabison just about 5 to 6 tenths behind him. So that battle is pretty close. But like you said, they are kind of spreading out all the way through the field. As we are quite used to seeing. You can see little traces of groups on your screen there on the track map there. But mainly everyone is pretty much just all spread out and kind of calm down into this 40-minute race. We're just 7 minutes into it, as there's still a long way to go, and I think everyone really knows that there's no sense in fighting for every last position now. We have a long race to go, and I think that most people are going to try and see what kind of strategies they can come up with to try to jump their fellow competitors so that they don't have to lose time in battling, and that way that they just don't lose as much time throughout the course of their stint.
Yeah, absolutely. As we look back at this battle with Reed Miller, Malone, Bentos, and Ramos as well, and yeah, this battle is starting to. Yeah, it looks like Reed Miller is starting to form a bit of a pack Tyler. I think if I was what would you do if you're one of these guys behind? You would try and go for a different strategy, and maybe try and pit early, or just try and go a little bit longer and try and maybe reach something like reach the 15-minute mark or even the 20-minute mark, and or try and pit early and get an undercut.
Well, it also depends on what kind of strategy you're trying to do here, because some guys, as you can see, Rida Miller now looking to the outside, so he's going to try to carry it around the outside. I don't think that's going to work. I believe Granja Rendu is going to have that move down into turn number 2. Still got the inside. Yes, he does. He is clear on him. So that is going to be just a little bit interesting, because you can see that Rida Miller is getting a little bit frustrated, kind of wants to get by Granja Radu. So, you know, if he can get by him, then he would obviously does have the pace to get pull away quite a bit But right now he is having to fend from Matt Malone, and Bento's behind us. Malone's still going to try and move, but he is going to back out of it there at the apex. So Radon Mueller definitely does a good job to stay ahead of him, but this field is just kind of breaking away and really separating out now. But yeah, like you said, it depends on what kind of strategy these drivers are trying to do. If they're trying to pull a little bit earlier strategy, because you can go with just 10 minutes into this race and pit for fuel and make it all the way to the end. That is a viable strategy on these cars, but you could also try to go to the 30-minute mark and pit at about for 10 minutes of fuel at the end. So it kind of depends on what kind of strategy you're looking for. But if you're getting held up like these guys are, and you have a little bit lower amount of fuel, it wouldn't be a bad idea just to go ahead and pin in at the 10 or 15-minute mark and just try to get right back on track in some clean air and not get held up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I was one of these guys behind Gagnon Renault, I would possibly try and go for a different strategy. Try and go maybe kind of just completely different, and try and get some clear track, or try and just get some clear air, because it's apparent, or it looks at the moment as in at the moment Gagnon Renault is kind of holding these guys up at the moment, but they can't. These guys behind can't seem to be able to do anything about it or get by it. They get by.
Yeah, not really anything that they can do, as they do head down the front straight now. He is in a little bit of a tow, so Radon Mueller a little bit in a tow, but he will not have enough to get inside to the end of the straightaway. But that is still a very, very close battle. So we're going to jump back to the battle for 4th place in this race. So just 1/10 behind Toth to Repel, so they are very, very close. He may try to peek out going down into the braking zone. He will try the outside. Maybe, I don't think that's going to work too well, but Repel goes wide, and that is going to give him the inside line up the hill. And I believe that's going to be move done there for Toth. He is up in a P4. Repel down to 5th. Well, that's also going to give Strinker as well a very easy in on Repel. So that's going to be a little bit interesting to see if he tries to move down the inside, maybe. So yeah, so if we see Repel start making a little bit more mistakes, then we could see him fall back even all the way to the 7th position.
Yeah, the Repel was he just looks like he's a little bit slower at the moment. Just that he seems to be a little bit rattled a little bit. That move by Toff, it all started on that run up the hill on the first left-hander. It just Rempel just ran wide a little bit and just gave Toff a chance to gave Toff a chance to do the undercut and managed to get the move done. And yeah, it was a good move, and yeah, Toff's quickly pulling away from Rempel.
Yeah, definitely pulling away from us. We're just going to jump back to this battle now because it is getting even closer now. So now we got just 4 people now within 0.8 of a second. So these guys are really, really close. You can see Radon Mueller looking for every move that he can possibly make. He knows that he's got Ramos behind and Malone behind him. So if he makes any mistake not able to get this move done, then he knows that he's going to have 2 hungry sharks of Ramos and Malone right behind him trying to get the move on him. So down the front straightaway, you can see Grajan Radu, sorry for the butchering of that name, I'm really, really sorry, but he is going to look to the outside once again, and he is going to hold it. So he isn't going to be able to get that move done. He is going to slot right back into position, but so we are still having a little bit of audio technical difficulties right now. We are sorry for that one. I think it just kind of cut you off there, Ryan, but yeah, these two very, very close. As you can see, Radon Mueller looking to the outside now to see if he can't get that move around the outside. He is trying around the outside because Grajan Radu is pretty much all the way to the inside of the circuit everywhere. But this battling is just allowing this to become a 6-car train now. So these guys pretty much all just being in a complete straight line and not really anyone moving anywhere because pretty much everyone's running the full inside line down the straightaway. So it's definitely interesting. If they are going to want to make a move, they may have to kind of force the issue a little bit to be able to make that move.
Yeah, absolutely. It just seems like at the moment it looks like Gagnon Renaud is just kind of he's holding these guys up, and it looks like he's slower at the moment, but it's just that, as I said before, these guys behind can't really don't seem to be able to do anything about it, and just yeah, I think one of these guys, if they want to run out, I think they're going to have to try just dive into the pits right now and try and get an undercut, or just try and get some clear track and get some quick laps in, because it's just run out is holding these guys up massively.
Yeah, so I just saw here on the interval there as Hase moved down. I'm just going to try and grab this replay for you here. So we'll go to his camera here. And there he goes. So he loses it there in the final corner. Almost loses the car, at least. He was able to save it, but he is going to lose a spot there to Halliburton. So he is down one spot now. So he's going to try to regain that spot guaranteed, as Rademuller gets by. Or, yes, he does get by, but he's still on the outside here, so we're just jumping back into this battle on Radu. So he is going to be down the inside now, so this is going to be a big advantage for him heading at the end of the long back straightaway. So we'll see which one Ramos tries to go with. If he is going to try to go with Rademuller and try to both get by Grajan Radu, because that would be big for them in this race, as Malone jumps into the pits. So he takes our strategy, I think, and tries to jump into the pits early so that he can just get out of this traffic.
Yeah, I think that's a good move by by Malone. He's kind of decided that he's sick of being stuck behind Renaud, and just decided to jump in the pits early and try something different, try and get ahead of him by maybe using some different pit strategy. But I think, as I say, it's a risk worth taking, and I think if he can get some clear track and get some good laps in, especially out lap or a good out lap, he could be able to get ahead and gain some positions.
Yeah, definitely could gain some positions if he is able to run some good pace on his own, but Rademuller now leads this pack, and he is just pulling away from Grajan Radu. So now it's up to Ramos to try to get down his inside, as we're going to try and ride on board with Ramos for you, as he's going to go to the outside. They are going to make a little bit of contact, and that's going to lose him some time off the corners, so a little bit of contact there going in. I don't really think that was much intentional, but contact there nonetheless, as we are going to jump back up here to the battle for 5th position. Or battle for 4th position, that is 2's behind Rappel, so Rappel is able to get back by him at least, as this battle is just going to stay, and Hase also goes back to the lead. So lead change, I don't know exactly when that happened, but the lead change did happen. So Hase, after that little hap spin, is back up into the lead. So we're just going to keep on focusing on this battle. It's a very, very nice battle indeed. We got just about 4 cars within 1.8 seconds of each other, so all pretty much within striking range if the other makes a mistake. So we will keep on with this battle here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so there's battle for P5 still going on at the moment. I'm just looking to see where Mark Malone came out after the first stop, and I can't find him.
I believe he came out in 21st place, so he is quite a bit behind, but he also did go ahead and do his pit stops. The Road America pits are also one of the longest pits, I believe, on the calendar here for us this season. So Chip is going to try it around the outside of Rappel. That's not going to be an easy move to make, but he will. Oh, and he is onto the grass, so definitely going to lose some time there. If he doesn't lose a position to Streacher, then that would be an absolutely miracle for him if he is able to make that move from 0.2 of a second back. But he does have the draft on Rappel, so he may look for a move down the inside into Canada corner. Doesn't make that move, but he is just going to slot in line. So that is now forming into a 4-car battle now.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a fantastic battle going on at the moment. Yeah, it seems to be, just looking through the field again, it seems to be like some of the field is split up into possibly kind of just separated a little bit into maybe like into the separate draft packs. But apart from that, it doesn't seem to be much more else going on at the moment. I think strategy could come down to it as well, who gains, and I think with Road America, you can mention many times.
You can definitely gain and lose a lot here at Road America. And I am just going to jump over to, actually, never mind. The Tooth is now going to try and around the outside of Rappel as he tries to go the long way around down into the hairpin here at the end of the straightaway. So you can see that entire train pretty much goes with him, but Stranger just kind of looks to the inside there, but he is now going to try it going up the hill, but Toth is going to slide back into position. So I believe I am going to step away here for just a couple moments. We do try to resolve our audio issues here on iPitch Racing TV, and we'll be back in just a moment with more VRS Sprint action here from Road America. Welcome back to iPitch Racing TV. So hopefully we get these audio issues resolved here today. So we just switch our comms channel there super fast. And so this battle has kind of, it's definitely expanded a little bit. So I don't know exactly what happened there. So just kind of looking here. I'm not saying anything too severe. But nonetheless, this battle has really now spread out as they have pretty much all the way down the straightaway, and I am getting a little bit of driver radio. I don't know why I'm getting driver radio, but as we go back here to Joachim, as he's going to try it around the outside. So we're seeing quite a bit of moves trying to be made around the outside. I think that's because many people are just driving straight down the middle of the racetrack and pretty much making the car as wide as possible so that people aren't able to get down there inside, because we know how easy it is to make a move down the inside here at Road America.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm quite surprised that some people are trying to make moves around the outside in turn 1, turn 2, and also turn 3 as well. I think maybe people have looked at the track temperature and thought, yeah, if the track's warmer, there might be some more grip on the outside as well. But also, you've got to be aware as well of trying to make a move on the outside as well. Possibly you're taking a risk because of there might be marbles on the outside of the track, which means if you get in the marbles, you lose grip, and then in turn as well, you might have a spin.
Yeah, definitely easy thing to do here. It's a very wide track, but also very narrow in some sections. Very easy to make mistakes, and mistakes are very costly. But if you look at the weather there on your right-hand side of your screen, we're sitting at about 40 degrees Celsius track temperature here and 27 degrees air ambient. So the track is pretty hot. It's, for those of you in America, that's about 110 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah, so the track is pretty hot here this afternoon in Road America, as it is usually. The track definitely heats up and holds heat very well here in Wisconsin. So we're still looking here with Joachim, just about 0.6 of a second now, but Rappel is even closer to the back of Goody. So he is maybe going to try a look down the inside of turn 1 if Goody is going to jump into the pits, though. So this is where we're seeing quite a bit of people just start to dive into the pit lane and try that undercut strategy. We're just about the midway through the race, which is quite common to see for pit stops. So I am interested, though, to see where Malone comes out, because that would be a very interesting strategy for him if he can pull that off, whether he will jump that group of 5 that he was battling with.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm just looking to see where Matt Malone is. I think he's currently in 19th place. I'm not sure if I'll be interested to see if he jumps some of these cars in front of him that have pitted. I think in hindsight he done the sensible choice of maybe trying sometimes in racing. You've got to try different strategies to try and get ahead of the cars ahead of you. Just through strategy and just trying to take a risk, but at the moment he's still currently down in 19th position, so it's a bit I'm not sure if his strategy's worked out or not, but we've still got a long way in the road, a long way in the race to go, and some people in front of him have not pitted yet. So yeah, just we'll need to wait and see if his strategy works out.
It'll be definitely interesting to see if that strategy works for him, because he did pit very, very late on in the race. I believe he pit around lap 9 or just about 9 minutes into this race, not lap 9, just about 9 minutes into this race. So definitely a little bit interesting there from him. So we'll see how he does come out. I'm very, very interested to see which strategy works better for these guys, as the only really close battle on this track right now between Gallaretta and Novesa. So those two, just half a second separate them. So we'll try to focus on this battle for you, as it is right now the only close battle on the track. Everyone is really, really separated out these last few laps.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I think the two leaders up in the front, was it Haza and Halliburton? I think they've pitted a lap, 1 lap ago, I think, but according to live timing, but could be.
Yeah, so everyone, these two just very, very, very close here, but I'm going to try to get the number of pit stops there. So we'll get the number of stops here for you on the left-hand side of your screen. So you can see quite a bit of people haven't pit yet. So quite a bit of people haven't pit yet. There are some people that have pit already, but for some reason it shows Matt Malona's 2 stops, but I don't believe he is on 2 stops. Let's click back over to him just to double check that. But so let's just look here. There is the pit stop strategy for you there at the bottom of your screen. I don't know why that's going there, so that's not working for us here today. But yeah, so for some reason that shows him up as 3 stops and Bentos as 3, so that is quite interesting there. So maybe we can try to get the live timing fixed, and then we'll come back and focus back on that. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how the pit stops play out for all these drivers. Pretty much everyone is trying a little bit something different. No one is really keeping on the same strategy all the way through the field.
I think with Road America being such a long track, I think there might be some people are trying to go as long as possible, and the longer they can go, it means the less fuel they have to take at the pit stop, and yeah, it'll save them time at the pit stop as well, not having to take as much fuel. So yeah, that's the only downside to pitting early. You have to take more fuel, which means you kind of cost yourself a little bit more time in the pit stop. But yeah, as I said before, it's Road America. You can try different strategies. Sometimes trying a different strategy can reward you, but also it's a bit of a risk at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
As Renault dives into the pits from P10.
So he is going to jump into the pits here. So there is this other. This is pretty much, again, one of the only close battles on the track. So we are sorry for the little bit of lack of action here in this race. But this is between Gallaretta and Novelsa, or Novell. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Sorry for the incorrect pronunciation. But yes, so those guys now working their way through turn 2. So it'll be interesting to see if we see any sort of dive bomb from Gallaretta down into the hard braking zone at the end of the straightaway. So that's definitely just something that Road America can throw at you. It's pretty much got every single type of corner as Gallaretta goes down the inside of Novelsa. So I'll try to go on board with him here down into the hairpin, so he will get that move done, I think. I believe he will get that move done. Yes, he will. So Novasil will move back down into 12th, Gallaretta up into 11th. But basically, what I was saying there, big differences in corners here at Road America. This is a track that pretty much has a little bit of everything: high speed, slow speed, medium, and everything in between. So it's definitely just an interesting track. It's one of the more difficult tracks to master here on the iRacing service, but it's also one of the greatest racing tracks whenever you have cars that are very close to each other. So this is a great track for the MX-5 championships and such, but GT3 cars also very, very close action I think it would be even closer if you had a little bit shorter races, but absolutely awesome.
Absolutely. The two, both of our leaders are in the pits. Yeah, Halliburton, Hazard, Toika, Toth, Halbies, and Joachim as well. Yeah, quite a few people in the pits, I think. So it's I think people are trying to go as long as possible and try and pit in the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, I believe you're right about that one. Definitely a good time to pit for all of these drivers. It's an amazing time to come in just at about the 30-minute mark. These cars can just go about for 35 minutes. As you can see, pretty much everyone diving into the pits here. So we're seeing quite a bit of people dive into the pits. Pretty much only your leaders are out still. Pretty much 1 through 4 are the only ones out, and then it drops all the way down to 16th. So the driver I am interested in here is Matt Malone, and where he will come out in comparison to the drivers that he was battling. He was battling the drivers in the likes of Reda Mueller, Stretchner, Ramos, Miller, I believe, was in that battle, and he is going to come out ahead of all of them. So he, except for Reda Mueller and Ramos and Streeter. So he does lose a little bit of time in that to those guys, but does come out still in 13th place. So that was a little bit of an interesting strategy from him. I definitely think that these guys got a little bit better strategy having come in a little bit later in this race. But your leader has just lapped the first of the lap traffic. He just got by Sousa. So Sousa, who I believe did have a crash a little bit earlier on, he is just got lapped by your leader. But yeah, so those guys, now you can kind of see the battles are getting back into it here as everyone is closing back up to each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say what Matt Malone pitting early has done for him is he's managed to, he's got a bit of a clear track in front of him. He's got some cars in front of him, but he's not stuck in a pack, let's just say. But yeah, looking at the moment, looking at his battle for 14th at the moment with Miller and Renault at the moment, it's I don't think I think most people have made the pit stop now, Tyler, or is there still some people that still need to pit?
I believe pretty much everyone has gotten their pit stops done. As pull that up for you there on your the left-hand side of your screen. Yes, everyone has gotten their pit stop done. So I believe it's just going to be a mad dash to the end for pretty much all of these drivers. So yes, definitely going to be interesting to see if we get some drivers that start making mistakes on a little bit older tires. These cars definitely are very, very hard on tires, especially whenever the track is as hot as it is right now. So pretty much all these drivers very, very hard on the tires, like I just said. But that also throws up some very interesting strategies in play, whether some drivers tried to take tires at the pit stop or if they just tried to risk it and go all the way to the end. But like I said, definitely provides some good action in the fact that more mistakes are made on the older tires.
Yeah, absolutely. I was about to say as well. I was about to say that the older tires on a warm track, the tires can take a bit of punishment. As we look at Renault under attack from Ventos, it looks like Renault's defending the inside, but Ventos is going to try and go around the outside possibly, or try and do a switchback and get a move done. But Renault manages to hold on to it.
It manages to hold on there as there's another close battle here as Zini. They're just 0.4 of a second now, so Zini just behind Galaretta, so he is very, very close as well. So the battles are starting to heat up a little bit more. Everyone got a little bit closer in the pit stops, which is always nice to see here. But you can see this battle 15th through 17th, just 1.1 seconds separating them, so they're all really, really close there, as Bentos is just right on the back of Gadgenon Radu. So definitely interesting how this track is so wide and so many corners, but it's so hard to pass here because it's definitely it's not a very hard track in the fact that it's got a lot of straightaways, but it's also a very hard track in the fact that it's got pretty much every single type of corner that it can throw at you. So definitely interesting track, definitely a very hard track to learn in that respects. But pretty much I'm seeing everyone into the pit lane. I don't know why Riddell is into the pit lane, so he is coming into the pit lane for the second time. Maybe didn't put in enough fuel in that first run to get him the final 6 minutes. That's a little bit interesting there. That's going to drop him down tons of spots as we head into the last 5 minutes of this race.
Absolutely. Or as I head into turn 1, is Bentos going to try and go round out. He manages to get the move done.
So still some audio issues here. We are very, very sorry for that one. Completely was just cutting out on you there, Ryan. But I don't know what the issue is on our audio side of things today. Pretty much having the issue on both of our channel servers that we tried. But so yeah, so Bentos, like you said, getting by Garagiel and Radu. So that is definitely a good move for him. That means that now he can try to stretch away from Garagiel and Radu and try and pull a gap coming into the last 5 minutes of this race, because we know the racing always heats up as soon as the pit stops in the last 5 minutes begin.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not sure. No, as you say, Tyler, I'm not sure what's up with Discord. It's but just for some reason it's been playing up since this afternoon UK time. So yeah, it could be an issue with Discord playing up or something on Discord's end. So yeah, hopefully they can sort that out for future broadcasts and get it sorted out for to use in general. But yeah, I'm just looking back up at the front. It looks like Hazard has managed to increase the gap to Halliburton to round about 5 seconds. So yeah, it looks like Hazard gained some time in the pit stops.
I believe he did, so I could jump back over to him, as he has had an absolutely commanding performance here this afternoon. Pretty much led every single lap of the race, except for that little half spin that he had in the final corner. But like you said, growing this gap out to a 5-second gap now, it definitely is a very hard gap to catch in the final 4 minutes of this race. So Halliburton definitely going to be pushing as hard as he can. Maybe try to force him, if he does, start catching him in a little bit faster, to force him into a mistake trying to push too hard. But I don't expect that to happen, as we just go back here. Miller and Malone very, very close to each other. This is the battle for 12th. So just 5 tenths of a second, separate these two as they head into the tight hairpin at the end of the long back straightaway. I know this corner has a name, I just cannot remember it at this point. But we will jump back to the battle for 19th. So Zini, these 4 right now really, really close together. They almost go through wide there at the end of the back straightaway, but Zini is going to lose down just one more spot, as Christensen is going to jump down his inside, and I don't know if he'll be able to make that move. And I believe he will, going up in the next corner, if he can just get the move done into the middle of it. But no, he won't. So Zini is going to get the better run out of the corner. But this is an amazing battle here for 18th place.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just watching throughout the field at the moment. It seems that everyone's settled down just to say to try and get to the finish. But to say, there's the last 5 minutes is when it seems to all kick off in these races, with everyone battling each other. And at the moment, just currently looking at this battle for P5 at the moment with Joachim, Toika, Rimpel and Striker.
Yes, as they head up the hill and down the front straightaway, they're going to cross over onto lap 19. So they are now just 38 minutes into this race. I believe they will get white flag next time by, or excuse me, if they didn't get white flag this time by, they will get it next time. So yeah, very close with these guys, just 1.1 seconds separate them. So like I was saying earlier, everything really kicks off here in the final few minutes in the VRS Sprint Championships, as it has every week so far. So as we are just going to look here and see, maybe Joachim will look for a move going on into the hairpin. So we will see about that. No, he doesn't. So he is just going to try to set him up for a different part on the track. But this battle definitely still getting closer and closer as the laps wind down.
Yeah, absolutely. This battle for P5. Just try what's going on at the moment. The other moment is the one going on for P19, I believe. But yeah, that's about it at the moment. I think everyone else just trying to get to the finish. I think, as you said, Tyler, I think this at the end of this lap or the next lap should be the final lap with 39 minutes and 50 seconds. Yeah, 39 minutes.
And believe this will be the final lap of the race here. So yes, this will be the white flag is in the air now. So Hasse will take the white flag. It is now 6 seconds back to Halliburton, and Tuff is a further 17 seconds back. So he is absolutely gone so far in this race. As we will jump back to Marcel Joachim as they will head through the final corner now and up the hill onto the long road American straight. As there is Rapelli is going to go onto the grass. It's going to lose him time all the way down the straightaway. So if he had any sort of a chance at possibly making a move on Joachim going into turn one, that's pretty much gone at this point. So he's going to have a lot of work to do if he wants to close up that gap in the last lap. And Joachim as well has a big work to do if he wants to catch him to the back of Halle Basin here on the final lap. As we also are going to go and look back at that Miller-Malone battle. So those two still really close here on the final lap. And there's also the battle between Christensen, Zini, and Novosale. So try to jump to that battle if that gets just a little bit closer there in the final few stages here. But as I say that, it is getting closer. So we will jump back there to Christensen on Galaretta. So 0.2 of a second separate them. They are very, very close. Just go ahead and ride on board with Christensen here and see, maybe watch possibly a move attempt down into the hard braking zone here at the end of the straightaway. So we'll keep a lookout here.
Yeah, just watching the Mercedes in front of Christiansen, it looks like it looks like he's got the straight line speed on the Mercedes in front of him. He's going for the move. It looks like he might be able to get it done. Yep, Christiansen up the inside. Manages to get up the inside and up into second place.
Yes, this will definitely not be a battle that will extinguish here anytime soon. So these guys are definitely going to keep battling each other as pretty much everything has spread out. As you will see coming up the hill now, Steven Rasmus, or Hasse now, will get the win here in the VRS Sprint Championship. Halle Berton is going to come home in second. Toth will come through the second. This is the final corner now, and he will take third. And then here is the battle for fourth place with Joachim and Repel and Halabison. So these guys are definitely going at it now as we are going to head up the hill, and I believe it will be Halabison who will get fourth, Joachim in fifth, and Repel in sixth. Streeter comes home in second, and Tokia eighth, Gudea ninth, and Reed Mueller in 10th. So that is your top 10 of the drivers that have finished now. As you can see, pretty much everyone finishing here. And Malone does finish ahead of Mueller there at the line, so nice job to those guys, keeping a very nice battle there. We will try and jump back as pretty much everyone now is gone there. So there is your race winner as the final few cars cross over the line. But your race winner, Steven Hasse. And I believe we only have just a few more cars now to cross the line, and then we will have your official results here for you.
Absolutely. Just waiting for a couple of cars to come across the line, and I think it'll be Plumley and Cartier across the line, and that should be it. I think just waiting for the results to come up on the screen, right on the screen, and we will take you through the results.
Yeah, so just there we go. Results should come up for you now. So there we go. There are the results. So yes, Steven Hasse takes the win here tonight. Kane Halliburton comes home in second. David Toth, Bernard Halabison, Marcel Jacom, that is your top 5. Rappel 6th, Streeter 7th, Tokia 8th, Goodia 9th, Rain Mueller 10th, Ramos in 11th, Matt Malone in 12th, Mac Miller in 13th, Alessandro Bentos in 14th, David Pasteur in 15th, Steven Riddell in 16th, Andreas Christensen in 17th, Ricardo Gallerita in 18th place. 19th is Stepan Novacil. Robert Plumley rounds out your top 20. Nick Carty in 21st. Paolo Zanini in 22nd. Ian Gallon Radu in 23rd. Lewis Gibby and Haita Sousa rounds out your grid. And so yeah, absolutely amazing race here in the VRS Sprint Championships. Absolutely awesome race as usual. Did spread out a little bit at the end, but we are quite used to that here in the VRS Sprint Championships. Not anything out of the norm for us, but definitely going to think, just looking at the rest of the schedule, I know we have Nürburgring next week, so that'll be an absolutely interesting race. Hopefully we see a few new names and some different names at the top of the standings, or in the champion, or just in the race in general. So we do have some very interesting racing. Nürburgring always throws up some interesting racing. Definitely one of the toughest tracks in the world, being that it is 181 turns over, I believe, just about 21 or 22 kilometers. So absolutely monumental length of the track. But yeah, so that pretty much wraps up VRS Sprint Championship here from Road America. Ryan, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, I have to say it was a fun. I think that was a fantastic race overall. There was battles going on throughout the field, and yeah, some dramas going on as well with in the early stages of the race, with Sven Hazard having a half spin in the early stages of the race, but managed to get going again and come through and take the win ahead of Kane Halliburton. And yeah, great racing throughout the field, and I'm looking forward to see what the racing will be like around the Nürburgring next week.
Yeah, definitely going to be an interesting racing, always an interesting track, and yeah, so pretty much that is our final thoughts here from Nürburgring, or from Road America. Next week is Nürburgring. Keep on joining us here at the normal time here on Apex Racing TV at 2 p.m. EDT, and I believe it is 6 p.m. GMT. I'll get you to confirm that, Ryan.
Yep, 6 6 p.m. GMT, or if you're in the UK, it'll be GMT +1. So yeah, 7 o'clock UK time. So yeah, basically 6 o'clock GMT, 7 o'clock UK time. So, or yeah, just a Robbie, you know what I mean.
Yeah, so yeah, join us back here on Abyss Racing TV next week. Just a little bit of a preview of this week. Just starting in probably just about 5 to 10 minutes now, we will have the BSR Championship live on the iRacing Esports Network, and many other great championships, so do keep an eye out for those this week. But from Road America and from Tyler Maxson and Ryan Walker, we will see you next time.